Wow. What day? So anyway, it's Tom. So winter's coming up. Hunting season's already started a long time ago. Squirrels came in the 10th of last month, so they've been in for about a month now. Bow season started on the 1st, so we're in the hunting season. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about number one, hunting safety. Uh, when you're out there hunting, it's your responsibility to watch where you're shooting, not somebody else's responsibility to watch where you're shooting. Which I found out the hard way many years ago. Because I had a 12-year-old kid whose dad left him alone in the woods, wind up shooting me with a 20 gauge. He pelted the side of me pretty good. So anyway, sorry about that little interruption. Anyway, so it is your responsibility to see what's behind what you're shooting at. Whether it be a bow, crossbow, shotgun, rifle. Now, me, I love hunting with a 22. I've hunted everything with a 22. Everything. So, if that's, if I was getting out of here right now, that would be my main rifle to grab, would be my 22. So, now, I had to rethink the whole thing, and I don't use a 22 as much. I'll tell you why. 22s are dangerous within 1 3/4 with the right arc. You shoot at a squirrel, you missed a squirrel. 1 3/4 down the road, you put it through some windshield on a road. People get hurt, people die possibly. That's your responsibility. If they can trace that bullet back to your gun, you go to jail for murder. But anyway. So I thought about it, it's like, well, the hunting areas are getting real close. Like, the only really 2 areas I got left to hunt are about 20 acres, 30 acres of land, which is, you might think it's a long ways, but it's not. It's within that 1.25 stretch. So I've gone to a shotgun as of lately when I do go hunting. Now, that's small game. Shotguns, you're not gonna. They don't go more than 50 yards, and if you hit somebody at 50 yards, you're gonna scare them. You're gonna really piss them off, but you're not gonna kill them. Not with shot, anyway. Buckshot, yeah, possibly. Slugs, definitely. But that's now your responsibility to see who's sitting on the other side of the lake over there when you go to shoot at your deer. Now, how do we do that? Well, we use binoculars to look down our shooting lanes, or monoculars, or rangefinders, anything that'll magnify, or you can use your scope as long as you open a chamber on your rifle. Make sure there's nothing sitting down there within 200 yards of you. We can do it by, if we're on a ground bind, making sure that we're shooting on a kind of a downhill slope rather than straight across the ground. Tree stands, obviously, you don't have to worry about. That's how you make sure of what's out there. Wintertime, trees freeze. 22s, I've had them ricochet off beech trees that were frozen, and you can hear them go, whoa. I don't know where that bullet's going. It's not going to go far. It's really not going to be dangerous, but you want to take a chance. So you got to be really, really careful. Big game rifles. I don't consider a 223 or a 5.56 to be a big game rifle. So my big game rifle started like a 243, 30-30. That's the lowest end of deer rifle. They'll both go through 6-inch trees. So even if you got a 6-inch tree between you and somebody else, there's a good possibility he's going to get hit. Depending on how far out, of course. And I know that for a fact because I missed the buck about 7 years ago. And the pine tree that he was standing next to that I hit, my son never told me he dropped the gun and knocked the sights off, so that I hit, it went straight through that 7-inch tree. There was a hole on one side and a big blast out the back. So that's another thing to be careful of, because we were always told when we were kids, well, you know, he's far enough in the woods, he won't get hit. Which Dad was thinking, you know, after a couple of trees it'll slow down or it'll veer off or whatever, and nobody's ever gotten shot on our property, so. But it's still a major safety concern. So now, that's your responsibility of taking care of your weapons and where they're hitting. The other responsibility is the other guy on the other side. Wear enough orange to be seen. I've been wearing orange now for 20 years and I didn't believe the whole orange thing, but I've killed deer within 10 yards of me. 30 feet. Never even knew I was there. Same thing with squirrels. As long as you're holding still, squirrels will run right over you with orange on. Why? Because this time of the year, if you're in a good hickory area, most of the leaves are orange. They're used to seeing that color. Deer see orange as a hue of gray. Or so I'm told. So that's another responsibility. Like, I hunt from a truck. And last year a gentleman said to me, you know, you're supposed to be wearing orange. Like, no, I'm inside of a vehicle. Well, I checked on it this year, and yeah, he was right. I'm supposed to have orange on, and I'm also supposed to flag orange 15 feet away from where I am. Visible in 360 degrees, because the truck is considered a ground blind for me. So whatever regulations there is on a ground blind, I have to use them. So there's a lot of safety concerns. If you have a young hunter, don't send him here to walk across, you know, the field and I'm going to hunt here. You're going to advise him, be with him. You know, any first, second, third, fourth year hunter can get the Jaeger and, you know, just fire wildly at a deer and kill somebody. He gets excited. Hey, you know, look at that 9-pointer. Bah, boom, you know, misses the deer completely because he gets excited. Some guy way over there gets hit with his bullet. Keep him in an advisement range. So that's my thoughts on the whole hunting safety kind of thing. Another thing you can do is make the kids comfortable. Take them a backpack with, you know, their favorite drinks, you know, a couple cans of soda, keep them awake, and candy bars or whatever, you know. Make it an enjoyable trip. The more enjoyable it is, the more they're going to want to go back out. After a while, they'll get serious and stop leaving, you know, stop making a picnic out of it. And they'll start bringing, you know, the hunting stuff. In the meantime, in this backpack, I think every hunter in this world should carry 3 things. They should carry a first aid kit, learn how to use a compass, and carry an emergency survival kit. Not the ones you buy at Walmart. There's something with a whistle in it. Extra gloves. Although I heard a lot of people yak about them, I've had most success with SOL heat sheets, survival blankets. They're small, compact, and they will keep you warm. Small tea light candles to light, warm your hands up and stuff. Maybe 3 or 4 of them since they're so light and so small. Excuse me. An extra blade. You drop your knife in the snow, it's there till the spring, 90% of the time. Either that or tie a long orange lanyard or yellow lanyard on it so you can see it in the snow or on the snow. but an extra blade, like a pocket knife. Um, Fire starter. Me, myself, don't count on fat lighter, fat wood, stuff like that, birch bark. Take the couple of extra bucks, go buy some wet fire. Go buy black and white fire starters off Etsy, stuff like that. Because you're out there and your kid's cold or you're cold, and your hands are not working right. You don't have time to mess around with tinder and scraping birch bark, and you want something you can break open or cut open. Hit it with a Bic lighter, which I advise carrying 3 Bic lighters. Hit it with a Bic lighter, it's going to start a fire. Okay? I always carry my ferro rod, and I always have 2 Bic lighters on me at least. One in my pants pocket, one in my survival kit, and I just recently started carrying one in my coat against your body because Bic lighters won't work when they get cold. They have to be warm, so carry them on an inside pocket on your body, in your pants pocket. You know, carry sensible stuff that can get you through a night. Throw some food in there, you know, maybe some beef jerky, a couple of candy bars. You know, what do they call them things? Laura bars and Cliff bars. There's all kind of stuff you can put in there. Like, this is my kit here. Now on the outside, I've got duct tape. This is also my first aid kit. Glue has an antiseptic property. I can make butterfly stitches out of this, or I can just tape up a wound. It's also a fire starter. It's also a cordage. It's also, you know, a million different things. Repair your booters. Booters? Repair your boots. In a fire kit, or yeah, in a survival kit, I carry quick fire. That is black and white tinder blend. I carry some in 4 or 5 links of this. This is what they call hornets. You can find these on Etsy. What you basically, it's just jute twine with fuel and stuff, and they go and they're gone. They're on fire. You put it inside that survival blend or that wood tinder blend. Now you got yourself a good fire that you're going to be able to maintain. What else we got in here? Got a ferro rod, 2-person heat sheet, something I can't get a hold of, a Forest Master, pocket knife, 36 bank line. That also makes great drag rope. Waterproof bag to collect water with. Old school wood tinder blend. Couple of black lamp wicks. And a Zippo lighter, a white one. Why? Because I can hold it up to the sun and check the fuel level. Now you're going to say, hey Tom, you said to keep them on your person, and I did. This is just in my kit. I can always warm this up in my hands, warm it up in my jacket. That's my kit. That doesn't have to be your kit. You put in there what you think you're going to need. Now I carry 2 of them. I carry this one, and I carry another one in it with the tea lights and food and stuff like that, but that's in my hunting vest. So I carry 3 coffees with the sugar and creamer, a couple hard candies. I carry glucose tablets because of my diabetes. 2 payday bars because they're full of peanuts. 2 payday bars and 2 Cliff bars. A half of a payday bar, a half a Cliff bar is enough to supply me with like a small meal. So I carry them. So that's what I carry in my kit. You don't have to carry what you want, but it'll give you an idea. make sure you can get fire, some kind of shelter, because that heat sheet I can also make a shelter out of because I got cordage with me. So I definitely have shelter, fire, and water because I have that that little bag with me. Now you can see what it goes into. It goes into one of these little black and white tin cans, and this will be a water container to boil water if needs be. So that's my kit. What you put in your kit is up to you, but I would advise always carrying a small kit with you, especially if you have a young'un. Make them one up, teach them how to use it. I've seen a lot of kids in the woods over my years that had fire kits. I had seen a kid with a Rambo knife one day, and I was like, hey, we were talking, and I always liked the Rambo knives. I think it was a Buckmaster. Mom and Dad got it for him for Christmas. When he opened the hollow handle up, there was nothing inside of it. And I said to him, why isn't there anything in there? And he looked at me and said, well, Mom didn't want me playing with the matches. Therein lies the problem. So this has been a long video. Just a little, ideas here and there. So, hey, this is Tom. I hope you like the ideas. I hope you like the video. And we'll see you guys on the next ones.